Alright folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure to see you. Hope we're all doing well. We're on to day 4 over in the Indian Wells. If it's anything like yesterday, I'd say we should be in for another treat today. I'm going to talk about these games very shortly. Before we do, as always, like the video for me if you would. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not. I'd appreciate it if you did. I'd love to have you. Going to be going for 700 very soon. We're closing in on 650, so let's see what you can do. Do me the favour, do yourself the favour. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comment, along with the pics and the timestamps and pretty much anything else that you'll need. But with that being said, we'll just hop right into this, innit? Actually, first things first, Hugo Humbert squad, where are we? Shout out Hugo Humbert, got that one done. Thomas Mahatch, now I didn't manage to stay awake for the Thomas Mahatch game, but he did win the first set. He retired in the second. That's probably void off your bet slip unless you use Bet365. They would have paid the Thomas Mahatch selection out as free bets with him retiring in a winning position. So if anyone uses 365, happy days. We could do with that. We deserve that one. I feel like our tournament starts now. The first round's always the first round. It's touch and go, innit? It's touch and go. I feel like we can safely say now the people who are left, maybe not every one of them, but the majority of them deserve to be here. So it should be relatively smooth sailing from here on out. But we'll start off with Alejandro Tabilo, Dusan Lazovic. Very close one indeed. Played each other once before. That was last year over in Argentina on the clay. Very close game. 6-4, 1-6, 6-1 to Dusan Lazovic in that one. I'd probably go with Lazovic in this one as well. Now, you know me, I don't really trust this guy at all. I haven't for a while. But if you can't trust Dusan Lazovic, then there's no way you can trust Alejandro Tabilo. This guy has not won in what seems like forever. Borges was his last win in Paris. You know, you're going back to the end of October last year. It's quite some time. And then I think that's Marin Cilic, 2 wins of his last 10, and that's going back to Switzerland last year. You know, that's you can say what you want about Lazovic. At least he's won some games this season. You know, and I watched his first round game as well against 2. He only dropped 2 games, 6-2, and then bageled him. Not a lot to go off, is there? If this was on the clay, it'd probably be a lot more interesting, but that the form of Tabilo, that speaks for itself, folks. If that was anyone else, you wouldn't be going anywhere near them. You wouldn't. 1.7, 1.8. It's a free hit on Dusan Lazovic, that, folks. If he gets beat, then you're not to know. If this just so happens to be the match that Tabilo finds a little bit of form and wins, then unfortunately, you're just shit out of luck. That's all that is. Bad luck. Don't trust them, no. Don't trust either one. I'd say maybe look at the over, but I wouldn't. If you look at that last time out, 6-4, 6-1, 6-1, that went 3 sets and that probably still didn't go over, you know. I'd go with Lazovic, especially at that price. Parlay piece, take him for a set. There is no way Tabilo. We can't assume Tabilo was going to win this game in straight sets when he's done nothing of the sort since, well, Switzerland, just, you know, mid-October last year. Yeah, I'll be on with Dusan Lazovic on that one, folks. We'll move on to, is that Matteo Gigante, Taylor Fritz. This should be easy. Some of these are obviously a lot quicker than others. You don't need me to tell you why. Taylor Fritz, I feel like this is prime time for Taylor Fritz to make a little stamp on the season. Not get his season started, you know, he had a fairly decent, well, yeah, I'm just going to say it. Get his season started. He just hasn't really seemed to click, has he, Taylor Fritz? I don't know what it is. Maybe he's just a slow starter. I remember last season, you know, that a lot of the Americans did tend to have a slow start. Not the case this season, but I thought Taylor Fritz was going to beat Davidovich Fokina in Delray Beach. I really did. Home tournament against Davidovich Fokina, and he didn't even win a set. Admittingly, Guile has been playing a lot better than what we expected him to, but even still, he's not hitting Taylor Fritz levels from last season anyway. You know, this doesn't seem like the Taylor Fritz we got towards the end of last year. Got beat by El Chapo in Dallas. That's alright that he won the title. And getting beat by Monfils in the Australian Open 3-1. I haven't seen a lot of him. I thought I'd see a lot more of Taylor Fritz. I didn't think Matteo Gigante was gonna beat Sebastian Baez, did you? I'm not that surprised that he did. I mean, it is Sebastian Baez on the hard court, but yeah, good shit. Severely slept on that kid for that match. I didn't think he stood a chance. Like I said, I think this is pretty much his first. Yeah, is that his first win? Is that his first win at tour level apart from qualifying games? I don't know. Don't quote me on it. You've got to admit it is a rather big. Well, it's bigger than that. It's huge, an astronomical task for Matteo Gigante to get past Taylor Fritz over in the Indian Wells. Come on, that's not just me. That's not just me. Taylor Fritz, what is that, 8-4? Let me just turn the brightness up on this. Apologies. Fingers in your face there. 7-3 on the hard court, 8-4 overall. Gigante 7-5 overall, 7-2 on the surface. Hey, look, you're not taking him anyway. It's Taylor Fritz 1.07. You're not going anywhere near that. Gigante's at 8-1 underdog here. That is insane. That is insane. When you get prices like that, especially in a sport like tennis, you've probably just got a sprinkle on it. I'd put a couple of shekels on that, folks, if I were you. Why the fuck not? Why not at 8-1? I don't think he's going to win, realistically. I don't think he stands a chance. He shouldn't, but stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. I don't think Gigante beats Taylor Fritz, but I don't know how you're going to take Taylor Fritz. You're going to take him minus that 5.5. It's probably the only way, right? I don't know. Maybe I think I need to see a little bit more from Taylor before I start taking him. Excuse me, on big spreads like that. So I'm just going to sit off and we'll move on to to Jensen Brooksby, Felix Auger-Aliassime. Getting Felix at 1.3. Quite a big favourite. Head to head is 1-0 to Jensen Brooksby. That was back in 2021. Is this the resurgence? Are we witnessing the resurgence and the revival of Jensen Brooksby? I don't know, you tell me. You tell me, it's probably too soon to tell, right? I was going to say he looked decent again. He looked good against Bonzi, but we called that, didn't we? We called that. I mean, yeah, Bonzi he's in a dark place at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but him. Good shit from Brooksby. I mean, I didn't really watch all of it. I caught glimpses, but I don't know. Jensen Brooksby always was decent. He was always good. And now he's back and he's winning, and it's like, should I be surprised? I'm not too sure. Is he going to get past Felix Auger-Aliassime? Arguably one of the most informed players on the tour this season. Fact. All he's been doing is just getting to semi-finals and finals, just deep run after deep run. I thought for Brooksby to come back into the Masters after his layoff and then just to get a win against Bonzi, that is an achievement in itself. But it's Benjamin Bonzi, innit? It's Benjamin Bonzi. And it's not the Bonzi of last year or the year before, for that fact. More so a shell of himself, if you'd ask me. I can't see him getting past Auger-Aliassime. Not when Felix is playing like this. We know how good he's playing, folks. Like, you don't have to deny it anymore. He's been so good. So fucking good. Last time out, was it in Dubai? Yeah, it was a weird one, wasn't it? Dropped a set in every game, and then obviously we watched them get beat by Tsitsipas. Where shout out if you took him to win that one. 2-1 against Halys, 2-1 against Marin Cilic, 2-1 against Nuno Borges, 2-1 against Alexander Bublik. Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say he was more than capable of dropping a set to Jensen Brooksby. Most definitely. It's been one game. It's been one game against Benjamin Bonzi. I understand it. If you want to go for Brooksby, it'll be plus 3.5. I imagine if you want to take that, be my Christopher guest. But I would have to assume Felix is just going to be the better player in this one. You don't need me to explain that one to you, surely. You know, if it's seen a lot more from Brooksby, if we were later on in the season, or maybe if he didn't have such a big layoff, I'd probably have a lot more to say on this one. Or maybe if it was 2021. But it's not, is it? 2025. It's a big ask to get it done against someone like Felix Auger-Aliassime on the tour. It really is. But especially in a spot like Henson Brooksby. Look, I hope he can get it done. It'd be great to watch, wouldn't it? I'm all for it. I'm not against it whatsoever. I'm no hater. But, you know, speaking from a business standpoint, I feel like you'd have to take Felix. So you wouldn't have to. 1.3, ideal parlay piece if you just need something to tip you over the edge. But I don't think it's worth it. What do I always say? I'm going to get this quoted somewhere. 1.3, that is the price that you need to pay for Felix to destroy your parlay. Quote, Paulie Sports. I'm staying away from that. But we're going to move on to the one I am most looking forward to. Very excited for this. Slightly nervous, but very, very, say, cautiously optimistic. Let's say that. Jack Draper, Joao Fonseca, Jack Draper squad. Where are we? We haven't seen him, have we, since Doha? We have not seen him in 2 weeks, to be exact. Has not played any tennis in 2 weeks. But you have to admit the tennis he was playing 2 weeks ago was a very, very high level, was it not? Joao Fonseca looked all but done. Against Jacob Fernley, I cannot believe he beat him 6-1 in the first set, 6-2 rather. And then, just when you think it's all over, he drops the second set 6-1. Ooh. Squeaky bum time that, weren't it? I thought Fonseca was done for, folks, I'm not going to lie. That makes it 2-0 against Jacob Fernley. Both of them coming this year as well. I had a feeling he'd win. Probably a little bit closer than I imagined, but nonetheless, the result is all that matters. Is Joao Fonseca, is the question I've got for you, folks. Is Joao Fonseca a better tennis player than Jack Draper? Now, he may end up being, or whatever, I get it. I'm talking about right now. 8th of March, 2025. Is this kid more complete and more better and more trustworthy than our boy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He looked really good on the clay, did Fonseca. And not only did he look good on the clay, he can play good on the hard court too. You know, for instance, 10-1 this season on the hard court. You know, he's fairly wet behind the ears. We have not seen a lot of him, but what we do see of him, he tends to impress more often than not. Jack Draper 7-2 on the season. He's only been beat by Carlos Alcaraz and Andrei Rublev in the final in Doha, and there's no shame in that. No shame in that whatsoever. He had to pull out against Alcaraz in the Australian Open, and he had a very close game with Rublev until that final set when it all just come crumbling down for our Jack. But, you know, beat Jiri Lehečka. You all thought he was going to fall there. I told you he'd beat Lehečka. A few years thought Berrettini were going to beat him. I told you he'd beat him, and same with O'Connell. He was just on fire. More than aware of the level that Draper can bring. We are sort of gambling on, I won't say the unknown with Fonseca, because we know what he's about. This kid's going to be a star, no doubt about it. I don't think he beats Jack Draper today. I don't. Jacob Fernley nearly beat him. Jacob Fernley just absolutely twatted him 6-1 in that second set. And it was going back and forth in the third. What do you think Jack Draper's going to do to him? I don't know. Maybe it'll be a lot closer than what it should. I don't know. Maybe Fonseca could just beat him. Draper has not played for 2 weeks. No competitive tennis for a couple of weeks. Fonseca has got one game under his belt, but that one game was a very, very ropey one against another Brit who, let's be real, is nowhere near as good as Jack Draper. So, I feel like if you're struggling against Jacob Fernley that bad, why would you not struggle against Jack Draper? Am I being fucking stupid? It's just as easy as that, innit? We're getting him at 1.5. That to me is just all day. All day. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. You know how I feel about that. 1.5 for Jack Draper against Joao Fonseca. I don't know. And I imagine there'll be a few years in the comments. I imagine there'll be a few years going, oh, Fonseca this, Fonseca that. Like, Best of luck to you, folks. Best of luck. But you know how it is. You know the deal when it comes to Jack Draper. I have to take him. I have to take him at 1.5, folks. I do. I really do. I was not impressed with Fonseca's performance at all. I wasn't. He was a massive favourite in that, and especially after taking that first set 6-2, it should never have went the way it did. Whether it's nerves, call it inexperience, call it what you want. I'm going with Jack Draper to get this one done. He's just a better player in the current day. You've got to admit that. I've got El Chapo, Adam Walton. Easy. Back-to-back outright picks here. For those that remembered, Tsitsipas got it done yesterday, so the outright still stands. I've got a Draper and El Chapo today. He beats Adam Walton, in my opinion. Adam Walton impressed me last time out against Zepieri, but he probably should have won that. 7-5 and then 6-1. Good stuff. El Chapo. Disappointing. Very disappointed when he played Davidovich Fokina in Acapulco in the semis. Yeah, that was a very bitter pill to swallow, I imagine, for El Chapo, that one. Is he going to bounce back? I'd imagine so. He was playing too good. He was just playing too good before that Davidovich Fokina game to just let it all come crumbling down now. I don't see it. Adam Walton, look, he's a decent player. I'll give him that. This is tailor-made for El Chapo to just get a little snap back here. Maybe go on another run in the Indian Wells. I'm not going to talk about it that much, folks. If you can beat Taylor Fritz, if you can beat Thomas Mahac in straight sets, if you can beat Tommy Paul in straight sets, if you can beat the likes of Marcus Giron, Alex Michelsen, Bassett Ferretti, Casper Ruud, you are most definitely, undeniably going to beat Adam Walton. Providing there's no fuckery. Which, you know, we can never be too certain with El Chapo, can we? Because there's always something. And I imagine there'll be something in this. Maybe a lapse in concentration. He may just try and smash it right. You don't know. But he's very unpredictable. Playing fantastic. I've never seen El Chapo play like this. I don't think I have. We can safely say that. He's 1.2. That is a massive favourite. I feel like that says it all. It really does. I'll be expecting El Chapo to get that one done. I may stick him on a parlay. I may not, because I've already got an outright going, haven't I? Cross that bridge when we come to it. But we'll move on to Andrei Rublev. Matteo Arnaldi. Once again, there's probably not a lot to talk about in this one. Head to head is 2-1 to Rublev. Won a piece last year. Arnaldi done him in straight sets on the clay. And then Rublev done him in straight sets in the Canada Masters 6-4, 6-2. Now, if Andrei Rublev is going to play, he's going to be fit. He got beat by Quinton Halys first round of Dubai. We knew it would happen. Don't let it put you off. He just won the title in Doha, then went to Dubai right after. Had a very, very rough game with Quinton Halys, 2-1. Halys will do that to you when you've got no energy left. He really will. I think it's as simple as if we get Doha Rublev, then he wins this. Does he not? Even though he got that title, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite here. I know I said if he wins the title, I feel like I will have a lot more faith in Rublev, but here we stand a couple of weeks later, and I'm just about to say, can we trust Rublev yet or not? I don't know, folks, you let me know. I'd be willing to say, yeah, at 1.4, I think he's got more than enough to beat Matteo Arnaldi. I do. Arnaldi just about barely got past Kovacevic. Barely got past him. So, I don't know. It's a tricky one. Arnaldi's got a couple of decent wins so far this year. He's beat Davidovich Fokina in straight sets early in Etienne. We'll talk about him in a sec. Actually, no, we'll talk about him towards the end because Navone's playing later. That completely put me off, that saying Lane Etienne. Honestly, God, that kid played like a fucking girl last night. Beat by Zverev, beat by Davidovich Fokina, beat by Jami Munat, yeah. I think Rublev beats him at 1.4. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, be a decent watch. I'd love to say it could go either way, but something is tipping me more on the side of Andrei Rublev in this. I can't lie, folks. I can't lie. Very, very impressed with what I seen last time out. Like I say, if he can replicate anything close to that, he'll definitely beat Arnaldi. But it's a big if, innit? Big emphasis on the word if. I don't know. I'd love to take Rublev as a parlay piece. I think he gets it done. But, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We'll leave that one till the end. I'm going to go through Carlos Alcaraz and Quinton Halys. This should be the quickest one of the day. No value on Alcaraz, as there never is. Well, very rarely anyway, unless it's like the semis or the final. 1.06. Are you taking Carlos Alcaraz on the spread? After he's just, I don't know. His last two games, he got beat by Jiri Lehečka, didn't he? In Doha in the quarters. Did we take Lehečka plus the points in that? I'm sure we did. Maybe. Don't quote me on it. I remember watching it. And then the game against Nardi, where he just... I don't know, he made himself retarded for a set, didn't he? 6-1, and then dropped the second one 6-4, but he was up by, like, I don't know how he dropped that second set. I still think about that game to this day. Quinton Halys probably been, he seems to be in better shape now than what he did at the start of the season. He was not ready for the start of the tour. That's 8 wins in his last 10 now, believe it or not. You believe that? Yeah. Carreño Busta, Nardi, Batista Agut. Andrei Rublev, it's just, it was a bad spot, weren't it? Pavel Kotov, Uchiyama, Stan Wawrinka, and then someone called Zaid. Never even heard of him. I would love to sit here and say Quinton Halys plus that 5.5, but Alcaraz is one of the exceptions for me, along with Jannik Sinner, when it comes to fairly large spreads, even in a best of 3. We can all say Alcaraz is probably going to win. He most definitely should be winning. I feel like everyone is in agreement that he should not lose this game. Doesn't mean that he won't. Anything can happen. Quinton Halys is 11-1 on Betfair. That's ridiculous. You could buy a point or two. You could probably get that around Quinton Halys plus 7.5 games. And I imagine the odds would still be better than Carlos Alcaraz on the money line. I don't know. Food for thought, folks. Do with that what you will. That's a big spread. That's a big, big spread. Against Alcaraz, he was dropping sets to Nardi and Jiri Lehečka, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I am expecting Alcaraz to win, as I do pretty much every time he plays, but who knows? Take Halys on the spread. See what happens. Thank me tomorrow. Hubert Hurkacz and Hugo Gaston, is that? Yeah. Just another quick one from me. I'll be going with Hubert Hurkacz to win that one. Not because it's as cut and dry as Hubert Hurkacz. I feel like I could definitely seen a lot more than him. He looked piss poor against Zhang in his last time out. Let's not forget how bad he looked against Zhang in Marseille. Even against Kekmanovic in the Australian Open, I don't know. Hubie seems to be... It's no secret to us, but he is so obviously fucking one-dimensional, and he can be so one-dimensional, and then when his own game isn't hitting for him, he's fucked, I think. Hugo Gaston. This is probably the best thing going for Hubert Hurkacz in this spot, is that he is actually playing Gaston, who is quite the clown himself. You never know what he's going to do. You just can't trust him. No trust whatsoever for that guy. I'll be going with Hubie, but I'm not picking it with much conviction, I'll admit. Another quick one, I've got Benak and Dinky. I think Benak smokes him. I really do. 1.3 as a favourite. Nice little parlay piece. Dinky beat him in fucking hell, forgot about this. Jesus Christ. Dinky's just beat him to start of the season in Adelaide. I've completely forgot about that. Benak did win the previous 2 games last year, one on the clay, one on the hard court, both in straight sets. I think we can all admit that Dinky win over Shevchenko, not that impressive. That don't impress me much, as Shania Twain says. Benak had a very good game with Thomas Mahatch, did he not? He had a very, very good one with Thomas Mahatch in the Acapulco semi-final. Like, I know I had Thomas Mahatch on that. I was happy he got the win, but there was moments in that game where it looked like the tables were turning. Benak played some solid tennis in that. Solid tennis. Ultimately, just didn't have enough in the end. 6-4 in the final set. Thomas Mahatch just... He was unreal. All tournaments. You know, you've got to tip your cap to him. No shame in getting beat by Mahatch, if you'd ask me. I feel like what I've seen from Benak just in that game against Mahatch alone would probably get it done against Dinky. You know, he looked decent against David Goffin, who put in a good game before he ran into Benak too. He looked decent against Benjamin Bonzi, got the walkover against Holger Rune. He's playing a lot better now than what he's played all season. I'd be going with Benak, 1.3, dead easy, dead easy. How many more have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, okay. That's alright. We've got plenty of time, haven't we, folks? Got Djokovic and Borges van der Sandschulp. Novak Djokovic wins that one. It's not a 250 or a 500. I imagine Djokovic actually wants to be it. If he gets beat by van der Sandschulp, that will be it for me. If he loses this game to Borges van der Sandschulp, then that's it. The writing's on the fucking wall, folks. We can't deny it anymore. He was shite against Berrettini. He was so crap against Berrettini. But he was really good before that. He was fantastic in the Australian Open. He was crap against Riley Pelka as well. I mean, I don't know. How much can you read into these losses of Djokovic? How old is he now? He's fucking... I don't know. Is this the year? I feel like... How long have you been saying this for? Is this the year that Djokovic sort of tails off? Is this the year? I don't know. I'm not open for it. Because the fact that he can still perform at this level at that age is absolutely amazing to me. I don't know. I'd be going with Djokovic, probably in straight sets, but I'm not going anywhere near it, because if he so watches fucking struggles, even struggles against Van der Sandschulp, I will not be happy with it. So I'm not going to touch it. I'll probably watch it, but I'm not going anywhere near it. Fuck it, yeah. Dimitrov, Nuno Borges. It's killing me. This is killing me with Dimitrov. Such a shame, man. Beat by Lehechka, beat by Passaro, not beat by them, beat himself. Had to pull out due to injury. Got beaten. Then he did get beat by Lehechka. We knew that was going to happen. We took Lehechka on that as a dog as well. That was insane. I remember it. Dimitrov played Christopher O'Connell, and that's retiring that one. He's not fit. He's not fit. And it hurts me so. It really does, because I love Grigor Dimitrov, one of my favourite players of all time. Such a fucking talent, such a good player. He's just a bit banged up, isn't he? He's just a little bit fucked up at the moment. He can't play. And even when he is playing, he just can't find a rhythm. Nuno Borges has beaten him. I'm sure he beat him. When was this? Last year, yeah, last year in the Australian Open, I remember it. Beat him 3-1, quite convincingly too. I don't even want to say it, but I just will, and then we'll move on. I think if Nuno Borges is going to beat Dimitrov last year in the Australian Open, he will 100% beat him now. Unless I was going to say unless Dimitrov's 100% fit, but I said at the start, didn't I? The injuries that he keeps picking up, this is the type of injury that doesn't necessarily get any better at the age that he's at, you know, at this point in your career. You'll find that when you pick up stuff like this, you're going to be struggling with it for the duration now. I would love to take Dimitrov, especially as a dog, against Nuno Borges, because I know he is more than capable of beating him. Just not like this. Just not like this. You can't play at this level like this, you can't. Such a shame. I don't think Dimitrov beats him, although I would love him to. If he turns up fully fit, ready to go, he'll beat Nuno Borges. Mark my words. David Goffin, Alex de Minaur. Who wins this one, folks? That's right. Demon Time. 1.2 is that? Oh, that's ideal. That's an ideal little parlay piece. What's the head-to-head? 6-0. Say less. Say less, folks. David Goffin looked alright against Lorenzo Sonego. I will give him that. But this ain't Lorenzo Sonego. This is Alex de Minaur. One of the better players on the tour. One of the best players on the tour, currently, one of the most informed as well. We've seen a very high level from the Demon this year. I would imagine he's got more than enough in the bag to get it done against this version of David Goffin. I would. Two more folks, and then I will let you go and enjoy your Saturday. Got Mariano Navone, Ben Shelton. No, I'm not going anywhere near Ben Shelton here. He's 1.3 against Navone. Leonard Tien was also 1.3 against Navone, and look what he done. That was unbelievable. That. Did anyone watch Leonard Tien? Did anyone watch that game after it resumed? You had a full day's rest and you come back and just got broke straight away and double faulted the match. It was just... That was fraudulent. I'm just going to say it, folks. You call me what you want. That was a fraudulent display from Leonard Tien against Navone. It really was. Really was. I'm probably going to leave it for the recap at the end of the week, but I'm beginning to get the impression that Leonard Tien is nowhere near as good as what some people make him out to be, mainly the Americans. You know you are. But then again, in his defence, I say that just as I say that, he just smokes Zverev. You can't smoke Zverev and then get absolutely bullied, and I mean bullied, like a fucking... He looked like a girl. He looked so weak, he got bullied and smacked around that court by Mariano Navone. Didn't even come close to win this set. Could barely string together back-to-back points. Never mind holds a serve. You tell me, folks, what's going on with that? What's going on with that? That just makes no sense to me. How you can be that inconsistent is just... I will never understand. I will never understand. I'm not going to talk anymore about him because he's not even playing. He's out, isn't he? I just wanted your opinion on that. I imagine you are the exact same as me. That was a horrendous performance from Leonard Tien. Absolutely horrendous. It was terrible from Basafaretti as well. Don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just like the young Americans. They're in California. They don't give a fuck. Maybe they only live down the road, probably. I don't know what the excuse is going to be for Tien. I've seen loads of people saying he was sick. What? He was sick? He was shit in the first set, and then he had a day off, and then he was sick, and then he come back and played sick. No, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't. He was garbage. Navone was great. More importantly, I feel like Mariano Navone played a really good game. He smacked them up. Leonard Tien had nothing. But Navone didn't have much either. Tien made Navone look great, and this is what's worrying me because Ben Shelton looked absolute trash against David Goffin last time out. It's good. It'll take a while for me to go on Ben Shelton after I watch that. How much I can buy into the Navone thing, I don't know. Plus the points, maybe. Surely Ben Shelton over in the Indian Wells will be able to beat Mariano Navone just through power alone. But I thought he'd be able to beat David Goffin, and he couldn't. Didn't even come close to taking a set, so I feel like Ben Shelton can't be trusted at the moment. I'm going to sit and watch. I think he beats Navone, he should do, but if he doesn't, I don't think we'll be that surprised, will we, off his recent performance. I don't know, he's beaten once before. When was that? Probably last year, wasn't it? Yeah, last year in Tokyo, 6-4, 6-3. I would expect more of the same, but Ben Shelton, he's going to have to fucking break his serve, isn't he? If you want to win this game, Ben, you're going to have to break Mariano Navone. You do know that, don't you? Need to start getting some breaks of serve, bro. Said it before, say it again. Just get a break of serve and you will play half the amount of tennis. You will spend half the amount of time on the court than what you already do. With all these tiebreakers and fuck that. Just get a break, innit? Get a break and you'll beat him. And we'll move on to the last one. Got Gael Monfils and Sebastian Korda. Got to be Monfils, hasn't it, folks? It's got to be Monfils. I'm quite confident in this one. Sebastian Korda, I don't know what he's been doing. He's probably just been pissing about playing golf with his sister or something. I don't know. I haven't seen him since Marseille. That was the start of last month. Had a lot of time off. Whether he's been recovering, whether he's been practicing, remains to be seen. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, what I have seen from Sebastian Korda leading up to this point, very below par. very below par. There's the win against Davidovich Fokina. Okay, he got a walkover against Kokkinakis and then a win against Kekmanovic. And apart from that, he has done not much since. He got beat by Felix in the final. Alright, no shame in that. That game against Lucas Klein was a bit of a weird one. Even though he won that, he got bageled in that game. And he looked weird. It was his stomach weighing, his like abdomen muscles sort of issues. Shite against Hurkacz, shite against Otto Verton, not played in essentially a full month. I thought Monfils looked on point against Jan-Lennard Struff. He looked quality against Struff. We knew he would. We knew he was going to beat him. We know what he can bring. These conditions really suit him. Love Monfils, love watching him, love supporting him. Love having a little sprinkle on him as well. Feels just a little bit better when Monfils cashes your bet, does it not, folks? Is that just me? I might just take him for a set again. Fuck it, I might just take him to win. The boys said in the comments, you all said, didn't you, just take Monfils on the money line against Struff. Happy days, could have done. I had him just for the set. Might take him just for the set again while it's 1.7. 1.7 on the money line, that is. I don't imagine Korda's going to come back after a month off and just drill Gael Monfils in straight sets. I feel like it's going to take some time. He's definitely capable of beating him. It may take a little bit of time for Sebastian Korda to ease himself back into the season. I'd be willing to roll a dice on that, folks. I would. Monfils has been fantastic this year. He's already won a title. Won the title in Auckland. He beat Taylor Fritz in the Australian Open, like we mentioned. Got beat by Ben Shelton in the round of 16. Didn't get it done. Didn't have much against Berrettini, but still kept it close. Berrettini was playing really good. And then he's just looked fantastic against Jan-Lennard Struff. If you want my opinion, folks, we'll be going for Monfils one more time. The deeper he gets into these tournaments, the more the question marks start to arise. So if you took him against Struff, you should be alright taking him for at least a set against this version of Sebastian Korda, who's been playing more like Nelly Korda the past 2 games. So we should be alright with Monfils. And I've missed out Mackenzie McDonald and Francisco Cerundolo, folks, because I just quite frankly couldn't give a shit about that one. Everything else, apart from that, I care about. I don't know who's going to win. Probably go with Mackenzie McDonald since he sprung the upset on Davidovich Fokina. Sound, folks. Happy days. Very well. I'll be saying, it's still morning, yeah. I'll be saying good morning to you. And what a fine morning it is. It's a great morning for it. Have yourselves a good day. Enjoy your Saturday. Don't do anything the good Lord wouldn't do. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Most importantly, like and subscribe. Get yourself involved. Best bets, all that stuff, folks. Let me know what you're doing. Sounding. Let's go get that cash again today. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you tomorrow.